What's going on, guys? Today is the day that we've all been waiting for. The motor has showed up. Josh drove down nice and early. We are going to be putting the engine in the car. Final resting place. We're bolting up the clutch today, the transmission. We're making sure everything fits before we stuff it in the car, with no plan on taking it out until a refresh next year. This is the start of basically getting the car to a running place. We're gonna start seeing where the wiring's gotta go, how the header's gonna route on these massive heads that we've never actually tested. We kind of rough fit it with a block that blew up. So it's really exciting to get into doing all of this. Can't wait to show you guys. We're gonna have to get the forklift hoisted out of his truck, and let's start this process.
This is just for painting.
Yeah, this color sucks.
Yep, I tried. Oh well. We'll go FDF green with that.
We gotta weigh this thing once it's all bolted together.
Okay, let's grab some bolts and a strap and some chains. That'll work perfect. And take bets at how much this thing weighs.
I think it's with the intake and the throttle body. I think it's gonna be like 560.
560? I'm gonna say low fives. Cast iron, right? And the heads are huge. The billet crank doesn't help.
So the S14 one's all ported and polished. This one's not.
Bigger all inside.
It's not gonna be a difference.
This will make more power.
It's big. That's big holes.
A lot.
569. Okay, go up. 500.
I said low fives.
Is there not anything else that goes on this?
Just an alternator.
Just the intake, alternator. 500 pounds. It's lighter than I thought. Cool.
Okay, so let's transfer it now.
All right, go all the way up onto the table.
Okay, and we need to hang this off the back of the table. So I gotta change this rear cover.
Because of the fitting?
And the cover. I gotta change this guy out. I gotta get these two studs out. I just use this for painting. So I have covers and like pieces that I use that I slam on, paint the blocks, because the blocks come raw. But you have to do painting after all the prep work's done because machines are handling it and grabbing it, right? Yeah. So there's like this big dwell between getting everything ready, then you gotta paint it. That way, because these rear cover assemblies are like $100. So instead of damaging them all the time, I just use the same one, slam it on. Ooh, she's new and fresh.
McLeod is who sponsors us for this clutch setup. But McLeod recently bought Powertrain Technology, who makes some of the best clutches in the world. A lot of them look very similar. This is a 7 1/4 clutch. You see ACT, Tilton, Quartermaster, they all make a similar 7 1/4 clutch with a 26 spline disc. But the differences that I've seen are like the tolerances and care that they put into the floater plates and how critical that is in a drifting setup where we're disengaging the clutch so many times that these floater plates don't stick, and the tolerances and the repeatability of the actual discs is consistent, and the material and everything that they use is top of the line, made in the USA. I live in Canada, but anything that's made in North America is good to me. So that's what we're running on this car. This is the first time I'll be running it, so we will be putting it to the maximum possible that it will be tested to. And we'll see how it compares to my S14 and the setup that I've been running on that. I had to change the S14 clutch a minimum of once a year, halfway through the season. It was always a preventative maintenance thing. It wasn't because I had to, but the last thing I want to do is change a clutch at a track. So it will be, although a lot easier in this car to do that because of the way that we're building it. I hope that this clutch lasts for the season through all the abuse that we put in it. Really cool when you buy this, it comes with the crank bolts. Haven't bought a clutch that comes with the crank bolts yet, so that's like a new TV that comes with the batteries. You know it's high quality when it comes with the batteries. We're gonna put it all together today, pair it up to the GSR, which we've refreshed on the inside, so it's perfect. The engine's brand new. It's gonna be crazy to put this thing on the dyno, basically just firing up the engine, obviously break in oil, run it for a little bit, drain it, put new stuff in, but it's crazy the things we do to these engines and how long and well they hold up to it, obviously because they're built by the best, so. Oh, you were listening?
No pressure.
You were listening to what I was saying?
No pressure.
Jack in the block out, lift the bell housing onto the subframe, and then two guys can pull it out. The trainee's 92 pounds, the block's probably around that, empty bare block like this.
To take the bell housing off, bolt it on, and then set all your adjustments that way. And then we'll take it back off and do it. Oh, I just feel like Josiah now.
There you go.
Trying to set the slave cylinder up so the proper gapping between the clutch and the slave. You're aim for 1/8 of an inch, so gotta measure the bell housing versus the clutch offset on the block.
Fitting started. You have to lift the engine up, get the fitting started.
So what actually we do is we take those fittings that are out, we take them out, and we put the actual ORB to 90 one piece, not the 90.
You can buy that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it all in stock. I
have
like
them all in stock?
I have like enough stuff to do like big coolant and big, like I have toolboxes full of AM stuff. Because we do this all the time, right?
I won't be able to see anything.
She is a little tall. Well, at least he's 6'5".
I'd rather just put a cone on the top so I can see it beside it.
Why don't you just put a bird cage on it and call it a day? It looks sick, but because that filter, like, do you have the dimensions of the filter? It's probably like roughly the size of the intake.
It's like 12 by 18. It's huge. Dairy Queen large birthday cake, that's what it is.
That's how they describe it?
No, but it's called a birthday cake box for a reason.
How
It looks like the whole thing would just be over top of that. I think you can buy like drop pans for the round ones. And then the round ones just bolt right to there, which is nice. They just look like crap.
Actually, it might be deceiving. This might be like right in line with the hood. We're not expecting the hood to fit at all.
So yeah, that whole thing will be above the hood. That whole thing.
Like I can get a different version of an LS7 intake, like of the 4-bolt, like the 4500 series one, but we're probably gonna lose some power. Or we go to the carbon PTRs. But then your intake's gonna be down in here
Can't do that.
because of your header.
Yeah. There's no original style intake possible. This is the only kind. I think it's 12-18-6. That's what it's a big blind spot, for sure.
Still look, line of sight this way.
Do you notice it in your S14? Do you even think about it anymore?
Not really.
The only thing I see in the videos is the filter flopping
The
around.
S14 is quite, I sit a lot higher. We're just gonna have to, I'll make the biggest drop pan I can and hope for the best.
In the clear.
Oh yeah.
As long as you can shift it up slightly first.
Pin.
So lift off the pin, and then if you can go up that way and out, you're good. Yeah, I think you'll be good. Look at these, eh? So these are aluminum?
Yep.
So your lash is adjusted here.
Well, yeah, so you do feel
Crack, turn,
Yep.
right, feeler gauge.
Yep.
They're all crooked. They're not straight.
Yeah, you didn't make them straight? What's up with that? What's up with that?
Yeah. So this spring on the nose pressure is 800 PSI.
I'm just gonna run these springs as my coilovers as well.
Pretty much, yeah. So sitting, they're like 280, 300, and then at the tip is what they call it.
This looks like a bike spring when you got a new Supercycle. It's got that in the back. Yeah, when Supercycle tries to like do a cantilever, you're like, what are you doing? Canadian Tire special.
sponsorship.
You're comparing your $5,600 US head to a Supercycle from freaking Canadian Tire. Thanks.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna have to put the header in, make sure we're level and center,
Yeah.
and then start scanning.
And then have fun mounting your alternator. Have
Don't
fun.
tell me that. I'm not gonna have fun doing that.
You're gonna have to have it. Do you have it here?
Yeah. Somewhere.
I'm closing this back up before it gets dirty. So compared to Old Faithful that's in the S14, which is an LSX block with Brodex heads on it, we went with a Dart LSX Next block. It's cast iron, big old heavy girl, but she will take all the abuse that Josiah's gonna do to it. In the bottom end, we have a Molnar billet center counterweight crank with a Molnar power adder rod and then custom set of DSS pistons. That brings our compression to 13.5 to 1. On top of that, we have F710s. Frankenstein worked with me to custom set up for this setup for Josiah. And we have titanium intake valves that will help us flow and take the abuse and everything that's going on. On top, we have a custom pack spring kit with Jezel rockers as well, keeping it all together. Mating that is our CID intake, which is a 5.0 intake is what they call, with a 4500 series throttle body, which is your old style, but most efficient way of getting air in. The car is gonna be running on E85, has 90-pound injectors in it, normal AVA dry sump systems like we've used in the past, billet pan to keep everything together nice and clean. The pump we're using is a 4-stage, so it'll be 3 scavenge on the oil pan and 1 feed.
The engine is in. It was a long day. We did a couple things. We don't do this that often, so it's always tricky doing it again. We clocked the starter wrong. I don't know if you got that on video, but real good progress. From here on out, basically, we just are connecting things permanently with no intention of taking them apart. We're just rerouting things and looking at how we want to do it. This fuel regulator from Nuke Performance, we're gonna thread and put right here, have both rails for the fuel going into there, nice pass under here. This is way taller than I thought it was gonna be. So I was sitting in the driver's seat. We're gonna have to make a huge drop pan to lower the filter down so that it isn't completely blinding me while I'm driving. It's crazy, but this is how you get a ton of power. So that's what's gotta be done. That's the end of this video. Lots to come in the next ones where we really start putting this thing together, getting it prepped for wiring, and then the ultimate goal, dyno, then body kit, then full wrap, then our first event. So I'd say we're just past halfway through. It's a lot of work to do this. I don't recommend doing it. That's it. A lot of work. Okay, so have a good night. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers thanks to you guys. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, all because of you guys. So keep it going, subscribe to follow the channel. It helps us, gives us a reason to keep doing this for you. I gotta go, bye.